I'm here in beautiful Mendocino County at the courthouse at the corner of Perkins and Main, I think it is. I'm here to read the 94th grievance from the new state of California. State of New California, notice. To all Californians, Grievance 94. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state, provided in United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without a legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our prosperity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The counties of New California bring forward 95 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Grievance 94, Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuant thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. Order of the day, weaponized bureaucracies, the ant-heap of totalitarianism. A bureaucracy structurally stems from the effort to govern organizations through closed systems. Closed systems are formal and rigid to maintain order. Procedural correctness is paramount within a bureaucracy. Perhaps the single most identifiable characteristic of a bureaucracy is the use of hierarchical procedures to simplify or replace autonomous decisions. Bureaucracy is not the same as governance or administration. Administration directs resources toward an objective goal. Bureaucracies ensure procedural correctness irrespective of the goals. California's monoparty political machine, its Marxist governor, along with communist state legislators, socialist elected officials, agencies, and unelected regional governance boards, each have created their own bureaucracies and are colluding to create a pure totalitarian communist California state. Yet a greater threat are the bureaucracies established by the institutions of the state itself. I'm not going to read them all. Here are a few: California Business Consumer Services House Agency, California Government Operations Agency, Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, California State University Board of Trustees, California Public Utilities Commission, and others. Each state institution is now weaponized with their own capability to tax, regulate, and fee to death the individual or corporation. In some cases, these agencies have been granted enforcement status, joined with NGOs, non-governmental organizations. These bureaucracies have created a totalitarian system without the representation of the people. In 1966, Ronald Reagan, in his speech announcing his run for the governorship of California, warned the world these days would come if we were not vigilant. Our two-party system is endangered more today than at any time in our history, and it cannot survive a long-time continuation of the present imbalance of power. Party competition keeps both parties honest and respectful of the people's wishes. Without that competition, one-party rule becomes one-man rule, and the subsequent loss of freedom will apply to Democrats and Republicans alike. Again, this is Ronald Reagan speaking. I was a Democrat most of my life until I found I could no longer follow the leadership of that party as it turned from the traditional precepts of Jefferson, Jackson, and Cleveland. I believed then and still believe that anything, whether it be management, labor, or government, which imposes unfairly on the freedom of the individual is tyranny and must be opposed. The choice is not between left or right, but rather between up or down. The founding fathers knew this, and they set our course upward toward the ultimate and individual freedom consistent with law and order. They'd known the other and individual freedom, They'd known the other choice and turned from it because whether we call it empire, kingdom, dictatorship, or the folly of Marxism, it leads only downward to the ant-heap of totalitarianism. And even those earnest humanitarians who trade some measure of man's independence for security or material welfare are embarked on that downward course. Today, California is in the state of free fall at all levels. This free fall has been orchestrated over the last 70 years by socialists and communists, and we are now nearing the end of their socialist communist plan, all in direct violation of both Article 4, Section 4, and Article 6 of the United States Constitution. There is one hope, and that is a new constitution that the state of New California will provide to those in New California state. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that governs the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of succession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California. with the intent to succeed from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states, which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state of citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 and to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in the California State. This concludes these proceedings. Please join us at newcaliforniastate.com, 877-828-2753.